If we go back, 20, 30, 40 years, to get your child to go abroad was, I mean, almost unaffordable. Yes,
True.
banks were giving some kind of, funding, but most people were dependent, I guess, a lot on scholarships back in the day.
Correct.
I think now you have a lot of people who are saying, okay, scholarship na bhi mili, so, we can go to the bank, or, we'll beg, borrow, steal, but we'll
Correct.
make it happen, right? What's really changed in that space, let's say over the last 15, 20 years, in terms of the financing aspect of higher education?
So two aspects, Gaurav. The first is the exposure that the parents themselves have had. So a lot of people our age, couple of years older and younger, whether it's work or it's their own businesses, they're traveling a lot more extensively. Children at a much younger age are traveling internationally as well. So they understand and they start assimilating what's really going on.
Right.
Now, because they are traveling, they're better off. So a larger portion of people are able to afford sending kids. At the same time, banks are always looking at newer avenues.
Right.
So till a few years back, it was primarily public sector banks that would give education loans. Private sector was more like a glorified personal loan, so it was a higher interest rate, but they may brand it as an education loan. But today there are a lot of specialized players in the market who do only education loans. There are loans with collateral, unsecured loans. I've heard of many banks who have lists depending on their own experiences and maybe drawn from rankings,
Right.
wherein they say, "Ji, yahan to, we'll give you an option to start a delayed payment of EMIs, etc., etc." Because they realize that a person who is taking that leap of faith
Right.
and qualifies as a good quality risk or a good quality asset in their books, they're willing to take that call on them, and they realize that this is a person who can open up many more avenues. So from a relationship perspective for the bank,
Right.
it's a very good age to catch that student and say, let's start a relationship.
Yeah,
So-
and then I think even for their future earnings and salary
Yeah,
accounts, etc.,
absolutely.
there is a bond.
There is a
that's gonna
relationship
remain.
that develops. So I think the overall financial services have become a lot more open to this segment. They realize there is a huge demand. They realize that there are good guys going out there.
Right.
And they also realize that there is so much potential for their business growth piggybacking on this soft power of the diaspora that we're sending out.